IMI Radio.
Ooh, we love us some Denzel, though, don't we? Welcome, Beats, Rhymes, and Current Times.
Yeah.
Oh boy, too bad we don't film the off-air conversations.
I'm glad we don't.
That's like HBO After Dark.
Yeah. HBO 2 Dark. My black ass. So
Beats, Rhymes, and Current Times. Hello, everybody. Hello, good afternoon, Warsaw and Poland. How's everyone doing?
we're good, man. We're good, DJ.
Summer's basically over.
Yeah.
It is. But you can still keep the mentality. And then we got Indian summer, or maybe now it's just called Native American summer. I don't know, which is a longer summer than September, but I'm not feeling it.
I'm not feeling it too.
August has been like
Autumn.
the most gloomy August I've ever experienced in my memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
August been having PMSing and period all the whole month.
Lots of rain.
It just consistently
Lots
looks
of
like
grain.
fiddling. You know? Outside. Yeah. So
Let's just hope some of the sun pops out from time to time. I don't know.
yeah.
Come back and say, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because we're not gonna get the heat. It's
It's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah. No, that's over with. Yeah.
Yeah, very much.
All the fellatio by the river time is over now.
Man, I need to go where you hanging out. That Mr. Mello on that one.
Yeah, this is news to me.
Yeah, to me too. Good Lord. Fellatio de the Vistula.
Keep it in the wild.
Yeah, sounds like a ballet. Good Lord.
Boys are wild.
Yeah. Well, someone over here, I think, had. I don't think we talked about it on the air last, because you went this past week to Poznan, right?
Yes, I was in Poznan
And how did
last
that go?
weekend. It was busy. So I was in Poznan last weekend for the 5th Polish National Poetry Slam, and it was pretty good. I mean, I was surprised. The first time I went there, which was the first edition, you see during the eliminations, a few poets are like, yeah, that's pretty cool. They got potential. And then during the main event, you see a bunch of them like, damn, they're pretty good. This time, everybody stepped up pretty much.
Oh, really?
Everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's been like 4 years or so since I was there, but it was crazy to see like so many just performing. Nobody's sticking to paper like they used to, hide behind the mic and that kind of shit. Nah, there are people that are, moving their arms. They're at least looking at people's eyes, the audience. Me personally, on Friday, I performed as a rapper, and then Saturday and Sunday, twice on Sunday, I got to perform as a poet, and I scared everybody. I mean, I have a poem where I shoot myself and fall over. That's one thing.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Another one is just the people that qualified for the finals were worried of facing against me. So I guess I have a little reputation still.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, but but how did you do though in this?
I did pretty all right.
All right.
Pretty all right, yeah. But
You got
next
third
year,
again.
Huh? I'm number 3 in Warsaw.
He got Sha'Carri Richardson. The Olympic sprinter.
Okay. He's the first in English though.
Yep. Number 1 English poet, English speaking poet in Warsaw. Poland. I'll say Poland. I'm carrying that title all over the place. So
Fine, take it. I would,
If nobody take it from you, just roll it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it's not even fair. It's apples to oranges, really.
True,
Someone performing
true.
in Polish and then you're performing in English, and they don't even understand English all that well. Some of them,
True, true. Give or take like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next year, I'm going to surprise them. I'm going to slip in some more Polish.
And put me on the committee.
You're gonna lobby some vote.
Oh yeah, exactly. I'm gonna politic. Yeah. Like 12.
I know you don't understand shit, but my man.
Yeah.
Here's the translation. Just hold up some cue cards.
Yeah. It's gonna be 12 angry men in that fucking show.
But yeah, it was real good. It was real nice. So lots of good people, and the one that won is some dude from Bydgoszcz or Gdynia, somewhere around there. He was pretty good from what I can understand.
Okay.
Which was nothing, but seeing the way he moved and everything, seeing the way he moved and everything, he had no paper the whole time. I mean, that was already a plus for me.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Did
Exactly.
you roofie him?
Huh?
Did you roofie him?
Sure.
He won here.
Get him away for like 2 weeks. Glaciers of the Vistula, roofies. What kind of summer did he have? I know I didn't see you as much as I usually do, but taking a page from Cosby.
Spanish fly. They just go, oh.
Yeah. His hero got out of jail.
Maybe that's what inspired him.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's out of jail, so
Gotta keep the tradition going forward.
Yeah, boy.
Lord.
Oh, I mean, because it's a very loose show today, but I got odd news. I mean, I guess I should have saved it for the end, but I told you guys that Steph Curry and Mama, Sonia Curry and Del Curry, the great Del Curry, Del Curry played for 16 years. He was a good player. Are getting divorced after 33 years of marriage.
Yeah.
And now Del Curry is saying he's issued some sort of motion saying that his wife should not be entitled to alimony because apparently she was cheating on him way back in 1988, and then during the marriage and during the supposed legal separation. But I think if you're legally separated, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter.
It depends on the state.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah,
That's a weird gray area, right?
Yeah, it depends on the state. Some states, you just can't be caught.
Right. Well, supposedly he has proof because his Negro Spidey senses were up.
Yeah, but is it surprising, really?
No,
It was in the NBA, wife, I mean, come on, like, NBA players, like, and the wives, or girlfriends, whatever you want to call it, how many of them, are really faithful?
The wives?
Both.
Oh. Well, the players we already know.
That's already.
No, that's not even
in the books.
Yeah, that's even worth the conversation. But they're like super. Suppose the Currys are super religious people, and I'm just saying.
Men.
On surface, whatever. And she fine too, by the way.
Yeah, she is fine.
Yeah,
come in. Yeah,
she's what's now? I'm 41. She's like 55.
Shit, I still dip my joystick up there.
Oh yeah, she Creole mixed too.
Yeah, she got the nice little skin.
Haitian. Yeah.
You know what I didn't realize? To sidetrack a little bit.
Yeah.
That Del Curry was basically still playing when his son started getting in.
Yeah, because he was with the Lakers, I believe, at the end, right?
Toronto.
Toronto. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I didn't even realize it didn't connect that it was them. I was like, that's interesting.
Because when I heard 16 years, I was just like, wait a minute, doesn't that overlap into when Steph was getting in the league?
Yeah.
They didn't play in the same time, did they? Because I think it's the first instance of that ever happening, and that's
no, they didn't play at the same time. I think he was in college. At the time.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah, he's lanky, tall, light-skinned, shooting ass.
Not that
Someone
tall,
a hater.
Not that tall.
But he could shoot like shit.
Yeah, he could shoot.
He could shoot like shit.
It was like 5-ish years in between.
Okay.
So it was very close.
So imagine if he had gone like Kobe or whatever, like right from high school.
Oh yeah.
True.
It would have been really interesting to see them play against each other too.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's gonna talk shit. What you got there, boy?
Yeah.
Come on, boy.
I'll touch everything you know.
You came from my bone.
Oh man.
No. But I mean, they live in California, right?
Well, I think so.
Last I checked, yeah.
Yeah, he's fucked.
Half. Is Eddie Murphy? I would half.
Oh yeah.
I would half.
Well, the good thing is you won't have to pay child support because all the kids are grown.
That's true.
But hey, half.
Yeah.
He probably got a bunch of holes in the backyard,
Yeah.
In his son's backyard too. It's like, hey, what? Why is your dad out there with a shovel? No reason. He's not burying any gold or anything. Nope.
Your dad takes lots of trips to the Cayman Islands.
He loves to go fishing. But she shouldn't. At this stage, I don't think she should go after them. Well, I don't know what's in.
She's dating a former NFL player.
That's obvious.
Yeah, but it's a white dude actually. He's a tight end for the New England Patriots. He got drafted in 1988.
Really?
Yeah. So he's an older dude. Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
He wasn't swinging the thing right.
I don't know. I mean,
yeah, but she has her own money, so I guess she wants more.
I don't know. I thought that was interesting because, I mean, it doesn't make her a tot or nothing like that, but it doesn't make. I mean, the whole situation. People get divorced. It happens. Like, but 33 years, man, that's a large investment. I just be like, look, let's just stay married. You do you, I'll do me.
Right. After a certain point, you would think.
Do the Oprah and Stedman thing.
Yeah. Or just do what the British royal family does. You know?
You do you, I do me, keep it under wraps.
Exactly,
you know?
and we together for holidays.
Yeah, exactly.
For the kids and the grandkids.
You know, like I think LeBron and his wife, allegedly, I don't know, you know, and obviously the famous one, Will Smith and Jada.
Yeah.
Well, but that one, something came out of the bag. So
Yeah.
There's Sonya.
They accuse each other. Ooh.
Yeah.
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 Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
She'll
Yeah.
get it in her face.
Yeah. Smash village.
Shades all over there. Yeah.
You know that something now that she's like single, you know some of these players are trying to holler at his mama.
Are you kidding me?
Now?
Especially the old players.
Yeah, the old players.
You would have a
And
bunch
the retired ones.
You'll have a bunch of them be like, I told you.
Yeah.
They try to come up. I told you, girl.
Yeah. I told you.
What if, for example, what if he had beef with Rodman, for example? Now Rodman.
I don't think she wants hepatitis C.
She would get the whole alphabet with that.
Good Lord, man. My goodness.
Yeah, well, I hope he doesn't fuck Curry's game, both of them.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, like
I don't think
mentally?
so. He's pretty solid dude and whatever.
I don't think it should affect them
Yeah.
because come on, they're pretty grown adults now. So.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
yeah.
Of course, Drake being linked to Curry's mom.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what the title said. I'm not.
Does anybody get past Drake? Like, you know, like Drake like linked to everybody. Like,
I know, yeah.
Oh God! Amid divorce news too. So,
yeah.
oh God.
if you heard like Michelle Obama and Barack were getting like separated, like Drake linked to Michelle Obama.
Right? All of a sudden, Drake is all over the place.
My
That
goodness.
Canadian fucker.
Literally.
Canadian motherfucker.
Exactly.
Dude, he's one of those dudes that, like, no matter what, diss records and all that, he can still bounce back easily. Just he's that superstar power. It's not even about lyrics. It's
Because he doesn't actually play into the typical hip hop
True.
game.
Yeah.
You know, so he won't even make like a diss record. He'll just make a hit record.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's his diss record.
yeah.
Like, I just made a bunch of money. Yeah.
That's
How
my
much
response.
did you make on that diss?
That's my response. You got how many memes? I got even more memes.
Yeah,
You see
exactly.
these white girls doing the Kiki challenge?
Yeah.
That's.
Speaking of challenge, I don't want to.
No. Like, move on. Just keep it moving.
You guys have seen that bullshit crate challenge?
Yeah.
What kind of bullshit?
I don't know, but like,
Why is it in the hood only?
That's
bro?
right. Because that seems like some.
Some ghetto shit.
No, it seems like some white people.
That's one of the few things where it's like, nah, white people ain't really into this one. What?
Yeah.
Of all things, you
Yeah.
do Tide Pods, but this?
Like to go to slings and shit.
Yeah, I saw this dude rolling a joint, you know, like, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
How did this happen?
Yeah, where did it come from? Like, there was some high dude, you know?
I don't know. I think they're just trying to question whether we built the pyramids or not. I think it's a white conspiracy. They're like, let's get these Negroes out of sand on crates just to discredit them. Clearly not building the pyramids.
Told you, aliens.
The aliens.
No, that trend that's going on right now. I'm like, what the fuck? Where did this come from?
That's some
They
random
always
stuff.
just come out of nowhere.
You know Negroes ain't got insurance back home. A lot of emergency room runs. Yeah.
And they taking that shit serious too. They're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
hey,
No.
is it that hard?
Apparently
So for those of you who don't know, I mean, why don't you explain, DJ, what's going on?
So you ever gone to like an old music store, pick up some vinyls, and they have a crate?
Let's go to the grocery store and picked up milk.
I thought about that, but since we're in the hood, may as well.
But you gotta explain to people who,
Yeah. It's not the milk crate; it's the vinyl crates. Well, people start stacking them up, you know, like a pyramid. And the challenge is you simply walk up and walk on the other side, walk down the other side.
Yep.
And that's the challenge. But, you know, crates, there's no real balance to them.
Yeah.
No.
So once you start getting up to like, I don't know, 3, 4, or 5, your legs are shaky. The crates are shaky.
Yeah.
You're going to lose your balance at some point.
Well, basically, it's if you over
200 pounds.
200 pounds.
True.
Don't try it.
Yeah.
And I always
True.
think you shouldn't walk up. I think you shouldn't walk up like that. I think you should actually walk up laterally.
Oh, like
to balance it out.
To
force?
balance it out.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, that is a thing. People are walking literally just on their legs.
Like it's damn steps. Like you gotta. I think you need to walk up.
They think it's a stairmaster.
No. No. Walk up like anyone listen. Walk up laterally.
Oh, don't do it. That's stupid.
Just don't do it. Stevenson's right.
True.
Yeah.
And so for whatever reason, what we keep seeing is a bunch of black folks in the hood walking on these crates.
Falling off the crate.
Falling off. I did see one where for some reason this kid, teenager, preteen, I don't know how old he is, he looked at it and I don't know, his grandpa, his uncle, he said, "Fuck your crates." Just 300 that shit.
Really?
And so everybody's like, "Oh!" as he fell down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know that boy got the belt later.
Oh, no.
You seen the one with the guy with the hookah?
Yeah.
Well,
No,
fuck is
what?
going on?
I see that.
Yeah. Come on, black people.
Our biggest surprise is the lack of whiteness that's doing this, because of all the challenges we've seen on the online, Tide Pod challenge, usually they're up in there all over the place.
Yeah.
This one, they're like, nah,
Let's sit this
we're
one
good.
out.
Yeah, we're sitting this out.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
Says the most highly insured people in America. So, yeah.
And so one of the funniest memes is I saw a hotep and he was posting like, you know, these crates weren't created in the hood. So that's true. Oh God.
And for a beverage that not a lot of us drink.
Yeah, true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So
Oh,
just
yeah.
think about, folks. Black people are the most like lactose intolerant people on the planet, walking up some milk crates.
I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah. Milk won in the end.
Jeez.
It probably is like a milk commercial. It's like, see, he wouldn't have broken his bones if he drank some milk.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Also, did you guys see the what's been happening last week about the Olympics? Well, not the Olympics, about the race with the Sha'Carri Richardson girl.
I didn't see it. I heard something about
So
it.
basically, that's a girl that was a big from the Olympics.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier in the show.
Yeah, exactly. So she was talking mad shit,
Really?
but there were 3 Jamaicans in there.
Okay. Yeah.
When they would do Jamaicans.
Boy.
But you was talking shit to them too. I'm the shit. I'm the best. Got dusted.
Got smoked.
By all 3 of them.
Got smoked. Yeah.
And later had another interview. It was like, girl, come on, man. You sound high right now. No, just
Shut up. Go away. Put the blunt down.
it's hilarious.
No. Just
Oh man.
Jamaicans, Kenyans, pretty much any African. No.
You don't fuck with them and
Just
running. Yeah,
no. Just no.
When's the last time a black American won a damn sprint? Yeah. Since Michael Johnson?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had that one guy, but I think he went against Bolt.
Oh,
and then Bolt
well,
dusted.
Yeah.
I think it was Michael Johnson with, with the golden shoes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was like 96, wasn't it?
Somewhere around there.
2000,
Mid 90s or
like that.
it's either
96
96 or the 2000. I forget when he stopped.
Either 2000 or 96.
But it was definitely 96 when, because the time we had the 3 Michaels.
Yeah.
Jackson, Jordan, and Johnson.
Yeah.
Ah, look at him.
Yeah.
Golden shoe with them big ass lips.
Yeah. And this race wasn't even the 100, it was the 200.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't remember the last time we won 100. Since Jesse Owens.
Yep.
1936.
No,
Berlin.
we had that dude at the Olympics. The one I think he's gay. Before
Carl Lewis?
Yeah.
He always lost. He lost to Ben Johnson in 88.
He did?
Yeah. 'Cause
Oh,
Ben
shit.
Johnson was doped up, but like.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
in
true.
South
That is
Korea,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he always underperformed, Carl Lewis. He always he was always supposed to win, but he
And they
never
won,
actually
and
won.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
And
Like
why
that-
is that? Just pressure? Or?
I mean,
Others would dope.
other people faster than him.
Yeah, I suppose that happens too.
I'll just throw that out there.
There's some logic to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Better performing xanthine drugs. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. I don't the 100. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When the hell's it like? I can't even remember. Maybe like 1968, Mexico City, John Carlos and what's his name?
Well,
No, with the black power.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
dudes. Maybe then 68 or something like that. Adam. But I can't remember the last time.
That's one of those you have to search your brain for.
And Wikipedia.
Well, it looks like we're just going to have to bump Jamaica and Trinidad and the Bahamas.
Well, we got to start claiming anybody. They need to just be camping out in New York. Anybody got any Jamaican blood in them? And just training this recruit from the Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens. You go to some dance hall stuff.
Yep.
So basically, you walk down and be like, "What up, man? Walk on.
Come on, you on the Olympics now."
Everything's paid for with your sponsor. Yeah, just snatch him up now. Catch him doing the butterfly.
Yep.
Them Jamaicans.
You want me to run the 100 for you, boy? Oh man.
My God. Yeah.
Well, we are going to transition to an interesting topic. We're going to get a little bit heavy for a moment, but we're going to go back light again. But you listen to Beats, Rhymes, and Current Times.
Hey, sucker nigga, whoever you are. Hey, sucker nigga, whoever you are.
That was "Suck a Nigga" by A Tribe Called Quest.
And we play this song for a specific reason, because if you listen to the words, it actually is really educating folks on the word, the N-word, nigga. Not nigger, by the way, nigga.
There is a difference.
There's a difference.
We gotta remind our European comrades
about that.
And Arabic, everybody else basically outside of America.
Yes.
G and gur.
Yeah.
Two different
Hard
things.
R and A.
Hard R is a no-no.
Yeah, it's a no-no for sure. I like you when you even say the A to me, actually, if I don't. Yeah, but that's me. But yeah.
Baby steps.
So we're gonna. So thanks for joining us again at Beats, Rhymes, and Current Times. But now we're gonna piggyback on that, and we're going to basically have you listen to the prophet. I call him the prophet, Richard Pryor, because he's not just a comedian; he's a prophet, and he made his bones. He made a lot of money off of saying the N-word. You know. But in context and funnily and all this, but he came to some conclusion at one point in the late 70s in one of his stand-up shows, and we're going to listen to that right now, and we're going to talk about Richard Pryor's kind of conversion from using the N-word, and you'll join us back again at Beats, Rhymes, and Current Times.
Yeah.
It's nice to have pride about your shit. I went home to the motherland, and everybody should go home to Africa. Everybody, especially black people. Really, man, there is so much to see there for the eye and the heart of the black people. Because white people, you'll go there and you get ideas. Well, that's the way the black people in America should be, walking around with sticks. You'll get the wrong idea. But man, you go, I went to the motherland, my roots, right? 700 million black people. Not one of them motherfuckers knew me. I looked in every phone book in Africa. I didn't find one goddamn Pryor. I saw one familiar name, J-Bo Walker. I called that up. They say he's in Arizona. One thing I got out of it was magic I'd like to share with you. You know, it's like I was leaving and I was sitting in the hotel and a voice said to me, he said, "Look around. What do you see?" And I said, "I see all colors of people doing everything, you know." And the voice said, "Do you see any niggas?" I said, "No." And I said, "You know why? Because there aren't any." And it hit me like a shot, man. I started crying and shit. I was sitting there, I said, "Yeah, I've been here 3 weeks. I haven't even said it. I haven't even thought it." And it made me say, "Oh my God, I've been wrong. I've been wrong. I got to regroup my shit." I mean, I said, I ain't gonna never call another black man a nigga. You know, because we never was no niggas. That's a word that's used to describe our own wretchedness. And we perpetuate it now because it's dead. That word's dead. We men and women, we come from the first people on the earth. You know? The first people on the earth were black people. Because anthropologists, white anthropologists, so the white people go, "That could be true, you know." Yeah, Dr. Leakey and them found people remains 5 million years ago in Africa. You know them motherfuckers didn't speak French. So black people, we the first people had thought, right? We was the first one to say, where the fuck am I? And how do you get to Detroit? So you can take it for what it's worth. I know, like, I ain't, I'm just talking about my feelings about it. And I don't want them hip white people coming up to me, calling me no nigger or telling me nigger jokes. I don't like it. I'm just telling you, it's uncomfortable to me. I don't like it when black people say it to me. I really don't no more. It's nothing. It don't mean nothing. So I love y'all, and you take that with you. I guess y'all say.
Okay, welcome back to Beats, Rhymes, and Current Times. So from the Prophet Richard Pryor, one of the all-time great comedians, which all comedians point to, black or white. And we've had this discussion in private previously. I know me and DJ have, definitely me and Stevenson have, all three of us have had it together. I know Stevenson has a little, I'm going to let him speak first because I know he's a little bit different point of view on this topic. So go ahead, Stevenson.
Oh, and the word nigger?
Yeah. Thank you, Stevenson. Point proven. No, go ahead. No, I'm joking. No, go ahead, man.
No, like to me, it's just to me, I think, especially now, in the day we live now, it's like there's too much power being given and putting on that word. Now, in terms of uses, in my own personal opinion, if someone from another race or ethnicity, I would say, because I don't believe in race.
I agree with you on that one too.
One human race.
I like ethnicity too.
Yeah, ethnicity.
Yeah.
So it's if they live the life, like for example, like I always made this one comment, like my barber from the States, white kid from the hood. The dude is blacker than I am. He uses it all the time because that's his reality. That's what he grew up in. So, you know, it's like, you know, because he's one of us. He's just a different skin color.
Yeah.
So, but if you get, you know, some wasp, you know, from like
that's
New
way
England.
Anglo-Saxon Protestant, by the way.
You know, from like New England or coming in with their polo shirt and corduroys and like coming in, but they would not even say
sweater
nigger
around their
neck. Yeah, exactly. They would not say the word nigger. They would say nigger. Then, you know, then we have a problem. So, but at the same time, I think the power that's given to the word, really, it's nothing now because, as I said, we have moved on. We have a long way to go, but we still have moved on from where we were originally. It's just like, hey, and also we made it on now. So
true. That's true.
So it's like, hey, okay, they said, okay, then you're a cracker. Wow, okay, move on. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You're redneck. Well, okay, you know, whatever you use. So,
okay.
To me, it's just a word.
I know. We've talked about it before. That's just DJ. Why don't you give your views on it? Yeah.
He's light skinned.
He's still a member of this tribe.
He's like a mulatto.
Yeah. It don't matter. Him and I would both be throwing the same police car.
The crime is just as black.
Yeah. It's just as black as Tiger Woods. It's Blasian ass. Yeah.
I've been back and forth over the decades, I guess you could say. Typically, I don't say it unless I'm quoting or, you know, singing something.
Or it's a perfectly placed word at the right time.
Right.
Not just like flippantly using it.
Exactly. Yeah. So like I remember growing up, my dad, he was annoyed with a lot of rap music that I would listen to where it just seemed like they can't rhyme with anything else but that.
Yeah. I agree.
And I felt the same way. And when I would hear it sometimes from other people, and it didn't matter which one, black or white boys that were, you know, that were of that life, I was still kind of like
early hip hop. Never heard the word.
True.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, true. It wasn't until like the 90s.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And then so far in my music, I haven't used it. I'm trying to make a plan of where I purposely use it one time just to emphasize something, almost like how Eminem made a joke like, hey, I'm the only white boy, and I still don't say something like that. Yeah. So I'm purposely planning that out just to drop it one time just to like surprise people, but I guess I kind of spoiled it. But seriously, I've never truly felt comfortable saying it, to be quite honest, like in conversations or whatever. there's a similarity with Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, where he if he says it, he feels like he's more of a white boy trying to be included just from his upbringing. And I kind of felt the same way. It's like I don't really feel like I'm of that necessary
that environment,
culture, that environment, to truly say it myself. Even though if I say it, nobody's gonna try to fight me, right? But it's weird.
But if you, like you said, like sometimes when you say it, you sound like Carlton.
Carlton, yeah, exactly. It would sound like Carlton trying to say, you know.
So, I mean, for me, like it's not a word that my parents never said. I never in my family they never ever said it. I mean, at least not around me. I never. My aunts, my uncles, nothing like that. They're all highly educated and all this stuff. And I think that I heard it enough. Like growing up on the East Coast, I think I'm a little more sensitive to it. I grew up like in the Italian American community, Irish and whatever, and whatnot. So it's like I think that like I'm not. I wouldn't say sensitive. I think that I'm more. Like I'm just more aware of that, and I mean I heard it enough, and then once they kind of found out like my upbringing, and then my dad played, former NFL player, all this stuff. Then how white people, then you're not really black, you're not. You're something else, right? And so, that bothers me,
that's a whole nother story.
But and then there's the other thing. It's just like, I was to sort of vow to myself like I heard it so much as a kid. That I'm like, I don't need to be a grown ass man and hear it. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't. I don't abide by it. I don't as a kid, you're helpless because you're little and you're weak and whatever. But like, I'm clearly a big man now, so like, I just don't really abide by that because I think and it's not to say that I've never used it. You guys know, every once in a while I throw it, but it's like a well placed one in the right moment every once in a while. But like, it's not a word that comes out. But it's not a word that comes out flies out of my mouth very freely.
Right.
And I'm not even a huge advocate for saying hip hop shouldn't have it, but when you do look back, we just talked about this briefly, that in early hip hop, word was never ever said.
Never.
Swearing wasn't even really rare back then. True. I mean, that song we played for like Tribe Called Quest is one of the early songs, and that came out 91, 92. But that song they're making a point about something.
3 or 4 because it's Midnight Marauders.
Okay, 3 or 4. So they're making a point about that word. Or whatever. So, and even when they use it, it's very sparingly.
Right.
And so, but yeah, like Richard Pryor said, like I don't even like he said he doesn't mind even though hip white folks, people who grew up in that environment. Like I just feel like in the end though, you're still a white dude. You still that skin. You got the complexion for the protection that we don't have. And so like, and that leaves you out of that equation. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's just where I'm coming from. And like even recently, I think maybe Stevenson, we told you the story. Like me and DJ were near Pavolone, and some dude came up to us, started talking or whatever. It's like late at night, and he's like, "Yeah, I saw you guys over there. Just want to say hello." I'm like, "Man, what did he say?" He said something like, "Those are my niggas" or something like that. Or like that Polish
dude,
guy.
He was on something.
Yeah. And we're like, I was just like, he looked at me, I was like, I go, "Whoa!"
I gave him that look like,
And I said, "Yo," I'm like. Luckily, it's us two, even though I'm probably a little more aggressive than you are about that. But like, if it was anybody else, imagine some Black American dudes who came straight from the States to here and heard some random, random Polish dude saying like they would have knocked them out. Like I already know, what would have happened, or they would have definitely laid hands on them. So it's like, but I tell people, just white folks, to just particularly for your own life in limb, Don't do it because you don't know what Negro you're gonna run into. Who will have
you
completely
get the wrong
different.
one.
Ain't gonna be Stevenson. Ain't gonna be me. Ain't gonna be you.
You can get the wrong one
or whatever.
And again, like I said, you just have to know your social surrounding.
And
again, the
social setting.
The social setting that you are in, and
no doubt.
Go with that.
Exactly.
One thing that always sticks in my mind is I was doing a improv show a few years back at the comedy club. And I'm on stage with 2 other people, and we're supposed to act as like different celebrities for like a blind date. And one guy, I think he was like Turkish or some kind of Arabic, was a real shy dude, and he got 50 Cent. He gets up on stage, and the person's like, "All right, contestant, blah blah blah. How would you take me out on a date, whatever?" And he's going. The first time he was going, he's real shy, trying to like figure it out. The second time he gets a question, he goes, oh, and he starts getting into it, like more confidence. Like, you know, I'll have the best cars for you. You can go to the best restaurant. I'll buy you a lot of jewelry because I'm a And I sat there like, and he said the and I was like, I tried to sneak over. I was like, nigga, try to get him to understand. One, the pronunciation was horribly wrong. And then hopefully that would open up like, hey, what's the difference? And I say, really, you shouldn't say it. Two, it's not tied. Just because he's a rapper doesn't mean he is a nigga. And that was something I've been launching the campaign about. And I wrote a poem or two about it. It's like people overseas, mostly in Europe, I would say, don't hear or know that gur and ga are two different words, as we were opening up with. And for whatever reason, they think you rap, that means you are. And I guess because they only really hear rappers saying it.
They don't know anything. The Europeans have no idea. They have no cultural sense of it. We know because we're from there. So we know the differences. Of course. They have no idea because, like, for example, like a Polish kid that would, like, you know, when he says that, you know, you have to understand, like, he's trying to be cool. He's trying to relate. You know, because to him, you know, it's cool because he's probably heard it all the time. It's on movies and radios and, you know, it's a cool thing to do. He doesn't know that dichotomy that goes on within us and that. So that's, you know, that's why you have to
he's like no historical context.
Exactly. Nothing, because then it's like, yo, I'm trying to be down with you. I like you guys.
And I get it.
But I mean, it's pretty much the same as like you have somebody who just starts rapping now and they don't know the history, like
context,
you know, people before. So it's kind of the same. Like they just got into the middle of it. They hear these words and like nobody else says it, so they think, oh, I'm in this culture because I'm saying these slang words.
Correct, They don't understand the background. My favorite one is, I think he did a great job on it, is when Chappelle did that skit about the nigger family. That was hilarious. It was like
it was an all-white family there.
Called it niggas.
Funny you mentioned Chappelle.
It is funny you mentioned but I want to give some context here is that we're talking about, you know, the N-word, talking about the word, you know, nigger, whatever, and how it can freely fly in shows now and in rap music, whatever. But one word which is evolved, which is totally taboo to say now, is the F word, which is, just for the people who know, faggot, right?
Oh, I thought you were going to say fag.
No, faggot,
it's roughly the same.
Faggot or fag, right? And, you know, and how, so we're going to listen to Chappelle, who I also consider one of the modern day comedic prophets, has really sort of picked up the baton from Richard Pryor. And he's going to give you a little bit of a taste of what we're talking about here. So you're listening to Beats, Rhymes, and Current Times.
Because I've made the same mistake early in my career. This is many years ago, 15 years ago. It's when I was doing Chappelle's show. There's a, thank you. On network television, they have a department that's called Standards and Practices. This is the department that tells you what you can and cannot say on television. And if you're doing your job well, you should never hear from them. But if you're making a Chappelle show, you'll hear from these motherfuckers all the time. And remember, this is 15 years ago. I made a mistake. I didn't even know I had done anything wrong. I had written a sketch that had the word faggot in it. So I had to go to Standards and Practices. They called me up. I don't know why they're calling me, but I like the lady that runs the department. She's usually really fair, and it was one of my favorite people I've ever worked with. So she sits me down. We have a nice conversation. She tells me, oh, the sketches are great. I go, oh, fantastic. Well, then why am I here? She said, because, David, there's no way that you can ever say the word faggot on our network. I didn't know I did anything wrong. I didn't try to defend myself. I said, all right, fuck it, I'll take it out. Have a good afternoon. And as I was leaving, it occurred to me, hey, Renee, quick question. It's just a question. Seriously, I want to know, like, why is it that I can say the word nigger with impunity? But I can't say the word faggot. And she said, because, David, you are not gay. I said, well, Renee, I'm not a nigger either.
Right.
Right. So, DJ, thoughts?
So first, I want to open up. When I originally was opening this video on YouTube, not logged in, the channel was blocked. This particular video says I need to log in, you know, adult content and such. So I logged in, got the video loaded. Then I realized the Richard Pryor video where he's saying nigga all over the place, that was open to the public. No adult supervision or whatever. I found that interesting. And roughly along the same lines as what Chappelle's saying, is kind of proving his point.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
That is interesting. Kind of underlined the point to some degree.
It kind of did. Yes.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think?
Stevenson?
About what?
Faggot.
Well, I mean, generally, what Chappelle, his point he was making, you know.
I mean, it's I
Fellow
think it's
DC
both. It's both the same issue, I would say. Now, the word faggot.
Yeah.
It is derogatory to some people. To me, I'm like, okay, whatever. I call my cigarette a fag sometime.
Well, that's a British word.
So,
Different.
So to me, I think it goes back to the media and acceptance. Now, I am not part of that community, so I don't know how they really feel about it. I just heard like they don't really like it being used. But you're right, lady. I haven't heard it being used.
Yeah.
Like it used to be used in the past.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In the past now. But now, as we were talking about earlier, there's so many variation of the alphabet people. So, because queer is, from what I understood, was a bad thing. But now everybody's saying queer.
Yeah. I mean.
Oh, yeah,
queen.
true.
Yeah, you couldn't be a queer. Like, if you're a queen or a queer back then, I remember back in the days growing up, you say queer, it was the same as a faggot. So it was like, but you can say that.
There was also that show, Queer as Folk, on HBO, I think it was.
Yeah.
Showtime or something. Yeah.
Showtime one.
So it's like, it's like, come on. Again, to me, I think when you give words too much power, you let it dominate you or, dictate what you should do as a people. It's just a word. It's just, that's it.
Right.
It's not gonna sticks and stone won't hurt my bone.
Right.
Unless once you put your hands on me, that's something different.
Yeah, true. But I just think, in terms of our discussion, is that, particularly in hip hop, that was a word, the F word was a word that got flown very freely.
All over the place.
And
I was just immediately thinking.
And that's just like, I mean, now if you're a hip hop artist and you have that word in your lyrics, like you'll have the whole alphabet people after you.
Oh yeah.
But you can say the N word without, like you said, without impunity.
Yeah.
And so my thing is like, if you're gonna be as hard pressed and hard up to ban one word out of people's, lexicon, the other one should be just as hard pressed to be banned as well. And so all the point I'm making is just like.
But quick question. But commercially, do you really think the black community want to ban that word?
No, it doesn't do it. No. We know you already know that. But that just goes to a whole other issue. But the issue is that like hip hop reaches. It's not just in our communities anymore. It's a worldwide thing, right?
Yeah.
So and the alphabet people realize that, and so they don't want to. They rightfully so actually are want to keep that word from becoming sort of widespread that people feel free. But I'm saying there isn't the same hard pressed nature for the N word to be banned. So imagine if you had the same amount of effort to ban rappers from using the N word as you have right now. They don't say the F word. You have people they say every kind of thing, right? Yeah. Artists that we respect, they do not use that word though anymore. No. But they use nigga all the time. Yeah. I'm not saying one's right. I'm just saying that it's an interesting thing. One, I feel like it kind of perpetuates the cycle of black dehumanization amongst each other, not seeing you and me as a man, each other as men, and seeing each other as niggas. That's just some niggas. I'm just saying that I think that there is some. I'm not saying there's some grand conspiracy, but I just find it kind of interesting culturally that one thing is highly banned and highly, and it should be. And the other one, I actually didn't even take this back. I don't think any word should be banned, actually, because I think I'm a liberal and I do believe that, like, in the First Amendment, that people should be able to say what they want to say. Essentially, don't buy it if you don't want to listen to it. And even in the radio edits, you're going to edit it out anyways.
Yeah.
Well.
So,
unless you're overseas. Oh no, they censor that in?
I think now they do.
Censor what?
The word,
the F word.
They the N word too now.
Not in Poland.
I've heard them edit it out.
Really?
Yeah.
Not on Cactus Radio.
On what campus? Not campus. I'm talking about regular.
Yeah.
Radio.
That's
really?
Yeah. No. Man, I was born and raised in Haiti. And we don't give a fuck about that. We're the first motherfuckers who call Polish people the white niggers. So
Stevenson's words, not mine.
it's true.
Or
there is some historical to that.
We call them white niggas. So
not touching that.
what is the truth?
That's your truth.
You go ahead, speak your truth.
You live your truth. We outnumbered you, all right? But anyway, to wrap up the whole thing, I just, I think that it's just sort of, it's just curious to me. It's interesting, the kind of evolution of I mean, because both are maligned groups, right? Whether black people or whether, people from the
some of them overlap.
The homosexual community or whatever. Well, and some of them overlap. Yeah.
And also,
God help you if it overlaps, too.
And I'm going to say something. I might get attacked for it, but nobody's listening. Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, the alphabet people need, there's not enough letters in the alphabet now. Come on. Let's have a stop.
Yeah.
Let's stop somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to see where we are. I think LGBTQIA is where we're at.
They don't take up the whole damn alphabet.
Let's stop.
Yeah.
It's like, come on now.
I want somebody to use Z and X. Those letters don't get used much. Just thinking out loud. Sorry.
Zeos.
I'm sexual.
Now he's Hungarian. I'm sexual, baby. I'm sexual.
I don't really like that. I like it in my ear.
Yeah. No, it's a curious thing, and I just feel like, and then we talked about this, and just briefly. I don't know if Grace is coming today. Maybe we have a little extra time.
Now she's out of town.
Oh, she's out. Okay. Then we have the full 5 minutes today. Yeah. The full 60 minutes. Okay. Is that we're talking about? DJ brought up Akala, who's a great, very eloquent, very articulate about this particular topic, and we had discussed, and I agree with him and everything he says. The only thing and actually that evening with the Polish guy we met. And back of Pavoloni, he said, well, a friend of mine from Africa, from wherever, from Botswana or something, I said this, like I said, the GA and the EER or whatever. I said, no offense to your friend, but he's from Africa. He's from Botswana.
It's a bit different.
And we come from the place where that word has more weight.
Yep.
And like, he's from a society, as even Stevenson, when he comes from Haiti, like from the top to the bottom, every strata is black.
Yep.
Right? There isn't that in the States, as he knows now, or whatever we know,
right.
that dichotomy of having minorities and then majority and that whole, the white power structure that's certainly all that isn't even there, right?
Exactly.
And so, I said, no offense to him, but he's in no place to even make that judgment call.
Mm-hmm.
Akala, he comes from Britain, which is similar to the States in that
Plus,
kind of way.
half Jamaican.
But in Britain, things are far more evolved racially. Not that they're perfect, obviously but they're far more evolved racially and progressively than the States. And I was so glad to give a really eloquent, sort of comment on it. But I always feel like if you're kind of outside the place where it happens, you kind of don't really understand. I mean, you can grasp it, you can articulate it, but it's not your word.
Yep.
You've adopted it, you've adapted to it or whatever, but it's not a word that I think British folks grew up saying in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I just don't think. With their West Indian backgrounds, with their African backgrounds, wherever they're from. Yeah. So that's something that particularly they got from hip hop.
It tended to cross over basically in the 90s. For them. And Akala and quite a few other British rappers and any sort of spokespeople, they typically will say that's something for black people, especially Americans, to decide. Mm-hmm. Should we still use it? Should we try to kill it? Whatever. He can go through, he can question, why do white people want to say it so badly, especially white Americans, white British, who have a better understanding than most Europeans, right? He can say all the history, he can tell you the damage, the blood behind the word, but then he still says, but that is something for black Americans to decide.
Yeah, exactly.
This is not my spot. I can just tell you the history and why they may feel a certain way about it, why you generally shouldn't really say it. But for them to say it themselves, that's not for me.
Yeah.
And so, he really explains it nicely, but
he does. But yeah, I mean, I think though, I could never, Stevenson knows better. Like, I couldn't imagine growing up in society, because I've never seen it, where doctors, lawyers, the pilot who drives the planes, every part of society has a black face. And then in America, like, certain jobs are always just for, like, typically just like white folks did them, right?
Yeah.
And or kind of like blocked out for you. And it was a big deal. I've never seen a black pilot in my life. I'm sure they got a lot of him. You know, I'm sure they got, you know what I mean? Like, you know, or whatever.
Go to Caribbeans, go to Africa, you'll see them.
Yeah, exactly.
But for us, it took a while.
Yeah, I've never seen him my entire life.
Black government leader. I mean, we look at Obama, everybody's celebrating.
Yeah, exactly.
People in Haiti be like, dude, what?
Yeah.
We had a female president.
Yeah. There you go.
In the 90s.
Yeah.
So that's another. There's still hurdles we have to overcome.
I remember when I was living in Britain, I had never seen a mixed race couple on a commercial before.
Oh man.
And because this is like in 2008, 9, 10, you just didn't see that in the States. And like now you see it more often in the States.
Oh, yeah.
And when you did, it was a big deal.
Oh yeah.
But in Britain, it was just so normal. Yeah.
I remember a Cheerios commercial a few years ago.
Yeah.
White wife, black husband. They had a mixed race daughter.
Yeah.
Cutest, nice little commercial. It was real cute. But they had to stop the comments. They said no more comments because people were going crazy.
Yeah.
And you're just like, dude, this is what, 2010 or something?
It was even,
And people were freaking out over this. It's like,
it's a Cheerios commercial. One of the nastiest cereals ever.
It's cardboard loops.
They tried to add some external flavor.
Cardboard loops.
Yeah,
but the honey notes.
Yeah, to a flavorless cereal. The honey nut, I like the honey nut, but the regular Cheerios.
He loves the honey nut.
Yeah, but the regular Cheerios. Oh, yeah.
What was the point of those?
I guess you're a diabetic.
Yeah, I never ate that shit.
What was the point of those?
I don't know.
I had to suffer through those growing up, and I always had a scoop of sugar, just spread that shit around.
Yeah, you had to. My mom didn't even let me have the sugar. She was used to buy the regular Cheerios, and I got a bit older. I'm like, Mom, buy the honey nut. Buy the honey nut.
That reminded me of Glover's stand-up. He was talking about, his mom would always buy Kicks, which is pretty much it's Cheerios but little balls instead of loops.
Yeah.
And the kids were like, "Can we have a Cocoa Puffs, please, please, please?" And there's like one kid yelled, "Mom, let's have it now!" So she buys it, puts a big tumbler container, puts a whole bunch of Kicks and like this many Cocoa Puffs, shook that shit up and said, "Yeah, go ahead and eat it now."
There you go. Well, folks, we're coming to the end of our time, end of our journey. We appreciate you listening to us again. And any last things you want to say, Stevenson, before we kick off?
Nigga.
Always wildin'. Thank you for listening. Follow us on Instagram, Beats Rhymes 411, Facebook, Beats Rhymes 411, YouTube, Beats Rhymes and Current Time. I'm going to try and reel these fools in. Yeah. Thank you for listening. Catch you next week. Goodbye.
Cabo. Siamo ngay to lang.
Maulan Wanaxan.
Todo de bom.
Marhaba.
Bienvenidos.
Привет.
Witamy.
Вітаю вас.
IMI Radio.